that's great. And you can kind of go, oh, that's not great. You don't want that kind of disparity between your second, third, and fourth line and the top line. So they're looking for some secondary scoring. We're going to touch on that. We're also going to do, it's 2 weeks today, the Canadian Olympic team will be revealed. We are going to do our picks. So we're going to sort of reveal who we think should be there as far as the forwards, goalies, who should be the starting goalie. So we're going to have some good conversation about that today.
Joe, did you get to pick a team?
I did.
You did?
I did. And Dave Azuma, our producer, said, wow, you have the most exciting team. Yeah. And I said, what do you mean by exciting? He goes, well, you've really gone off the board. I'm like, oh, shoot. So.
I look forward to you having, Adam Lowry as your first-line center. So.
A lot of discussion around Chicago, and Bedard is, with him out of the lineup, it'll be easier for them to keep him off the team. Do you buy into any of that, or where are you with Connor Bedard and how his injury may play into or not?
I'm not a doctor, but I would say...
You can play one on TV.
Yeah, but I would say I think he should be on the team. When he got injured, he was tied for fourth in points. But it's not just, he's getting points. You guys are watching. He's driving to the net. He's going to the tough areas. He's not an oversized guy, but he's so fast. He's so smart. He has that dog in him. You guys watched the Leafs play Chicago last night. Did you describe them as a horrible team? One of you guys? Yeah. So you're saying they're a bad team. And that's Connor Bedard is going to be an MVP type candidate, right? He had 18 more points than the next highest guy. He was leading that team to a above 500 record and flirting with the playoffs. And there's not a lot around him. I think he's done everything in his power to be on that team. And you also want to look towards the future, like Brad Marchand, Sidney Crosby, Shea Theodore. I can keep going on. These guys aren't 24 anymore. You do want to have that next group, Celebrini, Bedard, Schaefer, ready to take the mantle in 2 years with the World Cup. So I mean, you guys, you agree, Nick? You put him on the team, wouldn't you?
Not Connor Bedard.
No, but why not?
Because I don't envision him being a depth kind of guy unless an offensive star goes down. Right?
Couldn't he play in your top six? And what I mean by that is he's a one-shot scorer.
I think Celebrini and maybe that 360-degree turn last night against Calgary would be a nice reminder. But I'm not taking Celebrini and Connor Bedard.
But why not?
Because I'm more comfortable, I think, on depth players still providing that for me. And I don't envision 6-5 scores. It'll be like Four Nations to me, 3-2 in overtime or 2-1 late in the second period. And
you need a goal and a guy who can shoot the goal like him.
But I also need a guy to battle along the walls, especially a physical team.
A lot of it for me, and we're going to talk about it on our show tonight, obviously, but just it's not so much why wouldn't that guy be on the team? There's other guys that have reasons you want them on the team.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you can't leave off Tomlinson. There's not a soul I've talked to.
He's on my team.
He's on everyone's team.
And I like Mark Scheifele too.
Yeah,
I have Scheifele on my team as well. I'm kind of doing a spoiler alert.
Okay, so
do you have anyone on your team who's there at
just give me one guy you left off that might be a surprise. Yeah, I don't have him either.
I don't have him within 5 guys.
Yeah, and it's not a knock on him, but when you look at the first half of these season and the overall resumes of Mark Scheifele, of Tom Wilson, I have Zach Hyman on the team. And he's kind of been forgotten. I've been watching the Oilers the last 2 weeks. He has 8 goals in the last 9 games.
Yeah.
He has chemistry with Connor McDavid, who arguably will be your most important forward conceivably at the Olympics. Those are not...
McDavid's like, I have chemistry with everyone who plays with me.
But those are tangible things. And to Nick's point about getting into those places you need to get into, I don't think anyone's more comfortable than Zach Hyman getting there and finishing.
Hyman is a really good vote. And I actually feel a little dumb. I've published my article on them. I wouldn't have had him on my team, but I didn't even mention him in the next up list. He definitely is in my next up list. But yeah, it's so you've got a bunch of guys off from Four Nations. So I look forward to the grand reveal tonight.
I don't want to. You can't be a slave to. Well, they won at Four Nations, so we run it back. They were one shot away from not winning. They were, if Sweden beat Finland in overtime, there was a scenario where they wouldn't have even been in the final. Like, there's all sorts of things that happen there. And I'm not saying they didn't deserve to win.
Oh, I love it.
The margins were like this. I don't think you just run it back because Anthony Cirelli and Travis Konecny and Seth Jarvis were there and were serviceable. Like, look at the first half some of these players have put up, and it's hard to ignore that.
Yeah.
You okay with Kemper? I know he got hurt the other night, but who's your third?
Actually, Kemper's his favorite goalie in the league, is he not?
No, who you're thinking? Talbot.
Talbot, you're a Cam
I'm a
Talbot
big
guy.
Cam Talbot.
That's right.
I have Wedgwood as my third
Okay.
goalie. And again, I think it's a small tournament, small window. Two of the defensemen, Taves and McCarr, yes, some synergy with. We even brought that up about Montembeault being the third. Some of the games were in Montreal, the familiarity. And I know that sounds like you don't just put a guy in because he's familiar with the arena. But I think having a certain amount of familiarity and comfort, and Wedgwood's playing on a very good team with very high expectations. It's a .920 save percentage. And if it gets to the third goalie, that's going to be a problem anyhow. So you also want a guy who's just going to be there and be a good teammate.
Steady.
And from all accounts, he's a good teammate. So I think he checks every box for me.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that you could build this team 20 different ways and still win, and those same teams could lose. It's a single elimination event.
Here's a fun exercise you guys should do once they reveal the team. Give us your second Canadian team.
Oh no, we buried you for that last year. Do you remember? McKee did specifically.
What happened?
Well, you had your all snubs list, I believe,
And?
on TV that night, and John Tavares wasn't on it, and McKee wasn't happy about that.
Oh gosh.
Do I have that right?
Well,
But it
Tavares would be on the second team for sure for me
this is
year.
one of the first years that the Americans could do it too. They could put in a B team that would be very competitive.
Yeah.
There's the distances, Matthews would be on it.
There's a lot of talented players now. Canada could certainly field a second team that would vie for a medal, in my opinion. But anyway, that's a good exercise. I did it with Colby last week, and there's a lot of really good players. Think about all the snubs, and think about the Wyatt Johnstons, and think about the Robert Thomases, think about the Quinton Byfields, Gabe Villardis. Like, you could have a pretty substantial team.
Yeah, no, you
Mark Stone,
I have him on the team.
you do.
I do.
I also have Mark Stone on the team.
Okay.
Not?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Kipper, I want to see your list. Are you going to reveal a list of some sort?
Sure.
Are you or no?
Nobody's asked.
It is fun. I will say I've had friends text me their own scrap piece of paper that's like, what do you think of this? It's like people love to build Team Canada. I
Well,
feel
I don't
greatly
do a
honored.
list.
that I
Do you
get
guys
to
have
be
Matthew
on board.
Schaefer on the
Truly,
team?
I do.
No.
Remember, you're carrying
No.
8 defensemen, not 7. You don't have Schaefer.
I
Do
feel
you
like
run
we're
back
gonna
the
steal
same?
a fun debate for tonight.
You have Thomas Harley on the team.
I do, yeah.
Do you have Sanheim on the team?
I could be talked out of him.
And then who would replace Sanheim?
I don't know.
He hasn't done the exercise yet. I got it all laid out here for me. Okay, are we good on the Olympic stuff?
Yeah, we are.
Let's talk about Canada, individual teams here. You're our Canada correspondent. You're a director of Canadian
Cheerleader.
hockey. We currently have, I think, 2 teams inside the cut line, but it's thin, it's lean, it's going to be tight this year.
Yeah.
Where do we stand as a country with teams
Are
getting
you
in the playoffs?
nervous?
I am nervous.
Yeah,
I'm
he
nervous.
lives
We're
in
almost
a
halfway
state
through the
of
season,
nervosity.
and there's a lot of teams trending either down or just haven't picked up the speed. So
Who
yeah.
are you nervous the most for?
Say it.
There's a few teams, to be honest with you. I mean, well, the Leafs, obviously, because I think we'd all pre-season probably penciled them in as a playoff team, right? At least I had. I was like, this is a bona fide playoff team. Winnipeg, because of how great that division's become, I'm not as nervous about them, but they've got some work to do. Edmonton, I'm not worried about at all. Now, here's the thing. If you're Craig Conroy in Calgary, what's the ideal situation to come within a whisker of making the
No,
playoffs
he needs
like
to do
last
what
year?
Jimmy Rutherford did.
Make some deals.
Yes.
And maybe get
Get
Gavin
pieces.
McKenna or Vierhoff. Like, yeah, and Vancouver could be in the same boat, right? Like, I'm fearful for if a Canadian team, Calgary or Vancouver, makes it into the second wild card, the first wild card, and you get a date with Colorado or Vegas. What's the cost of that?
Yeah.
Picking 15th as opposed to picking
Wasted 8 days.
second or third. Who dubbed that?
Daryl Sutter.
Daryl
Sutter,
Sutter.
right.
Well, maybe one of the best lines ever.
It is.
And it happened. Nashville drew Colorado that year and lost in 8 days.
Yes.
The Western Conference is so top heavy, as you guys know. You could argue the top 5 Stanley Cup contenders are in the. I would argue this.
Yeah.
The top 3 teams right now in the Central, Minnesota.
If you sort league standings, top 3 teams are all Central.
Yeah, and then you take